win or lose, we don't play the part. And when the going getting tough, I get to going hard. You bring your best and you know I'ma tear them apart. We been in survival, rival, I ain't got no time for anyone who ain't put in the work that I do. You ain't heard about it, think I'm gonna remind you. I've been out here doing what I say, it's what defines you. This is our time, hands to the sky. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. Hands to the sky, this is our time. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. This is our house. Yeah, and we can't put it down. This is our house. We'll go around, come around. This is our house. Hands to the sky. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. This is our house. Yeah, and we can't put it down. This is our house. You could doubt us, that's fine. But know one thing, real legend don't die. You could doubt us, that's fine. But know one thing, real legend don't die. And we ain't gonna leave till we win. It's 10 out of 10. Y'all, they can't believe what they see. And they telling a friend, yo, go pay the rent. This is our house, we beat them all down. Energized by the crowd, they saying it now. This is our time, hands to the sky. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. Hands to the sky, this is our time. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. This is our house.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of the Niners Sickness Podcast, coming to you in the morning. Now, this is morning for me, okay? It's 11:15 a.m. California time, Pacific Standard Time. So if you're watching me from the East Coast, it's already 2:15 there. So it's not morning, but it is morning here. How's everyone doing? We're going to talk football. I'm going to try to do this every day just to kind of talk to the fans, the faithful, talk Niner football, what's going on in the news, what's going on in camp, what's going on in OTAs. We're going to have those type of conversations and just talk about our beloved 49ers. All of that right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. The weekend is here. It is Friday. The nice weather here in California, Northern California. The weather is beautiful. Not too hot. Not too cold. Perfect California weather here in the Bay Area. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. All right. So let me go ahead and say hello to Jimmy. Jimmy, I see you, brother. I see you. How you doing? Jimmy says, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. Always a blessed day when you wake up early in the morning and able to get out of bed, able to walk. A lot of the things we take for granted, right? We take things for granted. We get up, we stretch, we go take a shower, brush our teeth, go have breakfast, and then go to work. I suffered an injury that left me paralyzed from my waist down for over 10 years. I was told I'll never walk again. So for over 10 years, I did not have the opportunity just to get out of bed and walk away. I needed to transfer into my wheelchair. I needed help. So, Jimmy, yes, every day that you're able to wake up, get out of bed on your own, 2 feet, it is a blessing and a blessing indeed. Good morning, Jess from East Coast Red and Gold Podcast. Good morning, Jess. I decided that I'm going to go live in the morning. The weather is beautiful in the evenings, so I like to enjoy time with the fam. So I came on, and we're going to talk 49er football, guys. We're going to talk 49er football. I'm going to try to come on here every day to talk football. Good morning, Angel. How you doing, sir? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Good morning, Dana. Dana's in the house. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Niner Sickness Podcast. Oh, all the way from Texas. Let's go. Let's go. All the way from Texas. I love it. I love it.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement. For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.
I love it, man. Representing Texas. 49er faithful. I admire 49er fans that live in Texas. I really do. Not because of the heat. I don't like that. But the fact that you got to deal. Well, it depends what part of Texas you're at, right? But if you're in the Dallas area and you got to deal with the crazy Dallas Cowboy fans, I have to admire that you can represent the 49ers in Texas amongst those foolish fan base that they call themselves the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know about you guys, but talking about the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know what's going on there in Jerry's world. I don't know what's happening there, but I do know this. They got to pay Dak Prescott, whether he's the guy or not. Going into the 2024 season without giving Dak a contract is not too smart. CeeDee Lamb is holding out. He wants to get paid. Number 11, their defensive end. I can't think of his name right now. He's holding out. And they want to compete for a Super Bowl. Isn't it funny that Dallas Cowboy fans every year, this is our year? Every year. This is our year. This is our year. This is what they say, right? Every year, this is our year. This is our year. This is what they say, right? Guys. Every year, this is our year. This is our year. This is what they say. Every year, this is our year. This is our year. This is what they say. Sorry about that. Got a little bit of feedback. How's everybody doing, man? I'm excited to talk 49er football. The Dallas Cowboy fans got a little bit of feedback. How's everybody doing, man? I'm excited. Let's get rid of that. Let's see if that fixes the problem. My apologies. So Dallas Cowboys, every year, they think they're going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to the Super Bowl. When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys even sniffed an NFC championship game? When was the last time they even went to an NFC championship game? Yet, every year, they're Super Bowl bound. It's amazing, right? The San Francisco 49ers, yes, we have felt two heartbreaks. In 2019, we felt the heartbreak of a Super Bowl loss. 2023, we felt the heartbreak of a Super Bowl loss. In 2012, under Harbaugh, we felt the heartbreak of a Super Bowl loss. The main objective, the main goal is to win Super Bowls every year for every team. Now, teams are not going to accomplish that every year unless you're the damn Chiefs. But every year, the San Francisco come out to OTAs, they come out to training camp, they go through preseason, and then they go through the season for one purpose and one purpose only, to win the Super Bowl. Now, when they don't achieve the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl, does that mean that the Niners are not a good team? This is a conversation that I hear a lot on X. While the Niners are no good, they choke in the Super Bowl. They have had bad breaks. And Kyle Shanahan, I love Kyle. I think he's a great offensive coordinator, offensive mind, head coach. Is he the best head coach? No. Is he a top 5? Absolutely. Would I want to trade or get rid of Kyle Shanahan? No. Now, I want to win the Super Bowl. Kyle has let us down in 2 Super Bowls, but I believe eventually he will win one. If you keep knocking on the doorstep, that damn door is bound to get open. It is bound to get open. You got to keep knocking, though. And this is what I like to tell a lot of Niner fans. Yes, it's heartbreaking to lose a Super Bowl. Yes, it sucks that we haven't been able to get our 6th Lombardi trophy since our last one in 1994. I'm with you. But we're relevant, right? Now, again, the ultimate goal is to win Super Bowls. I am not questioning that with any means, but you got to be proud of your squad. Every year, they're competing. Every year, they're winning games. Every year, they are making it to the playoffs, making it deep into the playoffs, and here and there, they go to the Super Bowl. Now, that's not the ultimate goal, but it is something to be proud of, that your team is fun to watch. How many of you enjoyed watching the Niners beat the crap out of the Cowboys 42-10 last year? I mean, I'm an old school guy. I've been watching the Niners since the late 70s. I went through the whole drama of the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. It didn't matter which team the AFC played. It was all about who's going to win the Super Bowl between the Dallas Cowboys or our San Francisco 49ers. That was the whole thing in the 80s. The Super Bowl was the NFC Championship game. So if you grew up around my era, you hated the Dallas Cowboys because of the Minnesota trade. How many remember the Herschel Walker trade? How many, I know a lot of you guys are younger, but how many of you remember the Herschel Walker trade? I mean, that trade made the Cowboys who they were in the 80s and 90s. I believe if it wasn't for that trade, the Niners would have had way more than 5 Super Bowls. But Minnesota, being as dumb as they are as an organization, decided to give the farm to get Herschel Walker, running back. They gave like 3 number 1s, a few number 2s. It was a mess. I mean, they gave a lot for one player who wasn't even successful in Minnesota, but yet Dallas was able to use those picks to get players that helped that team beat us. So if you grew up in my era, Dina remembers, she grew up in that era. We hate the Dallas Cowboys. So for me, watching the Niners beat the Cowboys 42-10 was awesome. Now, would I trade that for winning the Super Bowl against The Chiefs, absolutely. The ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl, period. Nothing else comes short of winning a Super Bowl. But you got to enjoy the process. You got to enjoy the season. The Niners are coming off a Super Bowl loss, yet Vegas has them favorites to win the Super Bowl. Partly because they didn't lose that many key players. They're getting everybody back. Brandon Ayuk will be signed. And they added some more pieces. Now, we did lose Eric Armstead, but he was, as good as he was, at least for me, in the playoffs, he missed a lot of games. So they should be able to get some guys on a rotational to cover his spot. Jordan Elliott, Malik Collins, the kid that we drafted last year or the year before, who has been hurt. The Niners will be just fine. As long as they stay healthy, they'll be fine. Let's talk a little bit about Brock Purdy. Shall we? Can we talk a little bit about Brock Purdy? What's up, Luis Moreno? Welcome, sir. Welcome to the channel. What's up, Beto? And the faithful checking in from Washington, D.C. Out here for work. Okay, so you're working in the nation's capital. Be careful out there, brother. Always proud to see guys take care of their families, working hard, going where they have to go to do what they got to do to take care of their loved ones. Hand of applause for you, brother. Seriously. That is awesome. Be careful, though. Let's see here. So, Brock Purdy. How is Brock Purdy going to do this year? How is Brock Purdy going to do this year? We don't know. We hope he will do better than he did last year. What I do know is this. Last year, or the year before, he hurt his throwing arm in the NFC Championship against the Philadelphia Eagles. He had no offseason. He was not able to build a rapport with his receivers. He came in. A lot of us did not know whether he was going to start week one. If we can keep it 100, we did not know whether Brock Purdy would start week one, maybe week two, maybe week three. We brought in Sam Darnold just in case Brock Purdy wasn't ready. And as we all know now, he was able to start week one against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he had a great season. MVP conversations. This is a guy going into his first full season last year without an off season. And he was able to do what he did. Imagine now that he is building rapport with Ricky Pearsall, with Debo, with the receivers. He's having an offseason. He is at OTAs doing his thing. He'll be at training camp. Brock Purdy is putting in the work that he was not able to put last year. And last year, look at the numbers that he was able to push without an offseason. What is Brock Purdy going to look like with a complete offseason? And remember, this is his third year. He's in his contract year. He has Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. He has Christian McCaffrey, Juice. He will have Brandon Ayuk. Now he has Ricky. Maybe we'll see Jacob. Depend. Jawan Jennings, I don't know what the situation is with him, but he does have playmakers around him. Now, the offensive line may look a little different, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Brendel has been reported to have tendonitis in his knee. So they have been, at least in OTAs, Feliciano has been playing at center. Pooney has been at right guard. McKivitz, right tackle. Aaron Banks, left guard. And the silverback, Trent Williams, at his usual spot, left tackle. How would that offensive line look like? How will that offensive line look like with those guys there? Would it be better than it was in 2023? Do you like the idea that we can move Feliciano at center, put Pooney at right guard, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, that Colton McKivitz will improve his second year at starting right tackle? Will he get better or will he get worse? It's an honest question, right? All I know is I like Spencer Burford, but Spencer Burford is not ready for a starting role. He is your occasional backup who comes in and helps out people that are, the starter when they go out. How will the Niners do this year? How far will our San Francisco 49ers go? Now, real quick, for those that are kind of worried about Brandon Ayuk, the Niners are about to get $18 million raise because of the departure of Eric Armstead. Remember Eric Armstead, the money that they get from him, they were not able to use it until June 1st. Come June 1st, that money becomes available. They now will be able to pay Brandon Ayuk what he needs to get paid. And what I've been hearing is Christian McCaffrey wants a raise. Let me ask you guys, honestly, what are your guys' thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on the whole Christian McCaffrey? We love him. We love his play. He's a dog. I love the way he carries the ball. The guy is great on and off the field. But what are your guys' thoughts? Him wanting a raise right now. I mean, we're entering another opportunity to try to get back to the Super Bowl and win it. I am all for players getting their money. I am. The NFL stands for not for long. If you get hurt, you're out. So I understand why players want to get paid. And to be honest, anytime a player wants to get paid, is it a good time? Probably not. At least not for the team, not for the fan base, depending where you're at and what your goals are. Should the Niners pay Christian McCaffrey? And how much should they pay And how many more years should they add to his contract? And then we got Juwan Jennings. Now, I love Juwan Jennings. Third and Juwan. Juwan is that typical receiver. He's not going to burn you. He's not going to run for a touchdown, 92-yard touchdown. He's that workhorse that gets you those hard yards. Those 3 or 4 yards you need to continue to move the chain. He's going to continue to move. I didn't even, you know what? I did not even see you pop in here, brother. I don't know if you're still watching. David Corona, my apologies. I did not see you pop in. If you're still watching, brother, welcome to the chat. Always nice to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Give me a second real quick. Give me 1 second. Charge. All right. There we go. Let's see here. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So good to see you, David Corona, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, are the Niners capable of making it back to the Super Bowl? Everybody talks about the Super Bowl drought, right? You know, teams that lose in the Super Bowl never make it back. 2019 we lost. We didn't make it back into 2023. Now, 2020, everybody and their mamas fell apart and got hurt that year, plus COVID, all that. But how many teams usually go back to the Super Bowl after a Super Bowl loss in the fashion that the Niners lost theirs? Now, normally, teams that don't make it back, they lose players. Players go elsewhere. You know, they go to other teams. They wonder, you know, they've been to the Super Bowl. They want to get more money. The Niners, for the most part, kept their core players. And they added some pieces to help out this roster. Can the Niners make it back to the Super Bowl? Have the Niners done enough, not only to make it back to the Super Bowl, but to win it? In your guys' opinion, have the Niners done enough to make it back and win the Super Bowl? How is this draft this year going to help out the Niners to achieve that goal? Ricky Pearsall, is he going to be someone that can come in immediately and make an impact to the offense of the San Francisco 49ers? Can he do what Puka Nacua did for the Rams? Can he come in and be that player that we need? Because have the Niners really had 3 good receivers? I love I love Juwan Jennings. Don't get me wrong, Juwan Jennings, but he's not that. He's that guy that gets you those hard yards, which I'm not overlooking. But he's not that guy that is gonna make a defender miss and run it down for 80 yards. Juwan Jennings, the minute he catches the ball, for the most part, he falls to the ground or he's taken down. He's not yak after the catch, right? So now you have Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and then you have that slot guy and Ricky Parcell. Do you guys think that if Ricky Parcell becomes that receiver that we all hope he could become in year one, he could be the difference in winning it all this year? Could Ricky honestly be the difference in winning it all? Can he be that extra component to help out that offense? Now, I'm going to talk about the defense in a few minutes, but I've really been wrapping my mind about this. You know, the Niners drafted. I love their draft. People question where they took Ricky at. People say he wasn't a first-round pick. They reached. They should have got someone else. They should have got a lineman. Everybody had their opinions on what the Niners should have done. But the reality is they chose, for whatever reasons they had, to get Ricky at 31. They probably figured we can't move back. And if we do move back, we don't want to move back too much where we don't get this kid. And they pulled the trigger. Now, if he doesn't do nothing for us, and he's just an average player, we're going to be talking about that pick for years. But if he comes in and immediately makes an impact, and the dude plays like an all-pro in the next few years, do we really care that he was taken at 31? Would that even matter anymore? Would it even matter that he was taken at 31 if he turns out to be a great player? If he isn't, then we're going to talk about it for sure. But it's an interesting question, right? We are so concerned about where players are taken, but if they are productive, we don't care anymore. I love how we think. It would be cool if you could have both Brandon and Christian. I would love a 3-year contract for both. Brandon, I know they gave Deebo a 3-year contract. Deebo is more physical. He's like a slash running back, fullback, and receiver combined in one. I can see why they gave him a 3-year. I think Brandon is looking more like 4 to 5 years. They're really trying to lock him 5. Why 5? Because they can give him a huge bonus and they can break that bonus in 5 years. So it doesn't go against the cap. Kind of like what they did with Bosa. They gave him this huge money, but they broke it out in 5 years. So even though he's making tons of money against the cap, it wouldn't hurt us as bad. Now, Christian McCaffrey, I can see another 2 or 3 years on top of what he already has. Yes, I think we can get back to the big game and finally get that trophy.
That is the correct answer.
Look who we have in the chat. David McNiner's in the house. What's up, David? Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. He says, what's up, Beto and the Niner Empire? Please wipe your feet, faithful. Thank you. Yes, wipe your feet and hit that like button. Jimmy says, I don't think the Niners make it back to the Super Bowl. That's just me. I think that's going to affect them mentally. I mean, it's possible. This team, maybe I'm talking as a Niner fan. Maybe I'm a little biased here, but this team to me has shown. They have shown that they can face adversity and come on the other side. But I'm not going to lie. It does get difficult when you lose a Super Bowl in the fashion that the Niners lost theirs. But if there's a team that can make it back to the Super Bowl after losing it, would be the Niners. SG Sports Talk Channel's in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Do you think Jordan Mason is ready? I'm thinking that's why they don't want to extend. The thing, well, first of all, there are two different players. They play the same position, obviously, but two different players. The thing with Jordan Mason is his blocking ability. I like his running. He can run through the tackle. He can run on the outside. I love his running. But his issue is his blocking. And as anybody knows, with Kyle, if you don't block, you don't get the rock. Period. I think that's why Trey Sermon was let go. That's why the kid that we picked up last year was let go, because of their inability to block. I like Jordan Mason. I really do. If he can just get his blocking together, I can see this kid being a great player for us. I'm doing good, brother. I am doing good. I'm glad you're here. We got Don Dotson. Hey, Niner family. Sorry I am late. You are not late, my friend. You are just in time. Perfect timing. Never late. Can you put the StreamYard link in the chat? I don't use StreamYard, but I'm not taking calls today. SG. Please don't forget to debo the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate that very, very much. So, guys, have the Niners done enough to get over the hump? Have the Niners done enough to get the 6th Lombardi trophy? Because although I do like the idea that we are competitive, I do like the idea that it is fun to watch the San Francisco 49ers do their thing, winning games, making it to the playoffs, making it to the NFC champion. I love all that. But I want to win another Super Bowl. Now, I am not undermining the process, how good this team is, but I do want ultimately to see Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan hold that Lombardi trophy for millions and millions of people to see that the San Francisco 49ers are the best team in the NFL. We have been so damn close and haven't been able to punch it through. What is lacking? Kyle has improved, in my opinion. He has. Kyle has improved, in my opinion, throughout the years. Kyle Shanahan is not the same Kyle that he was in 2017. Is Kyle where I want him to be? No. But he has improved. He has shown maturity in coaching. As long as I see him improve, that is good for me. But what do the Niners need to do to finally get over the hump? I know we're all frustrated. I know we all want the 6th Lombardi trophy. Did the Niners do enough in the draft to pull it off? Oops. Sorry about that. The weekend starts in 4 minutes. Absolutely. And for those that don't understand what she means, she's about to get off of work in 4 minutes, and she's about to roll out for her weekend. We're going back and winning it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Kenny, what's up, Kenny? Always a pleasure seeing Kenny in my chat. Kenny, man, Kenny's always having great conversations with Brian Cope and David McNiner. They have a great show together. They bring up some great topics. So make sure to subscribe to Brian Cope's channel, to Kenny's channel, and David McNiner's channel. They do trivia on Wednesdays in memory of the late Corey Davis. God rest his soul. They keep him alive through the trivia. So make sure to support their channels. Hey guys, I can't see the messages too well. I'm just screening into my phone, having a good day. Faithful, just listening. No worries, brother. We got you. Yeah, that is a concern. And that is a real thing. Absolutely. That is a real thing. Kyle gets frustrated. He frustrates people. He's kind of conservative. He doesn't handle pressure very well. But a lot of coaches are like that, though. Name me a coach, not Belichick and not Andy Reid, that are better than Kyle. But I hear you. Real quick, also, my girl Jess from East Coast Red and Gold, last Wednesday or 2 days ago, they had what is his name? Oh my God, I forgot his name. He was a running back or fullback for the Niners. I can't believe his name. Bobby Dixon or some kind of Dixon. Sorry, dude. I can't think of your name. I apologize. And then I believe they're having a guest this Wednesday. Jess, if you are still in the chat, who are you having on your channel? Who are you having on your channel this Wednesday? They're bringing in a next player. Anthony Dixon. Okay, my bad. Thank you, Don. Anthony Dixon. They had him on their show on their podcast last week. Well, not last week, but 2 days ago. And then next Wednesday, they're going to have Jeff Garcia. Oh, that's right. So tune in. Make sure to sign up for East Coast Red and Gold. They're going to have Jeff Garcia from Gilroy, quarterback of our San Francisco 49ers, talk about the Niners. That's going to be a great show. So make sure to follow and tune in to them. East Coast Red and Gold. Type that in. They'll pop up, and make sure you follow them. So the Niners brought in Ricky Parcell. I'm looking forward to see truly what he can do for us. What can he do? What can he do to help us get over the hump? Now, let's talk a little bit about the defense. 2 years ago, I believe the Niners against the run, they were top 2, top 3 in stopping the run. And they plummet all the way to 26 last year. Last year was tough to watch when it came to stopping the run. And they really got exposed against Green Bay and Detroit in the playoffs. They really got exposed. You can see it coming. You can see those cracks during the season, and boom. The ugly head showed up in the playoffs. Now, lucky for us, our offense is as good as it is to win, but that defense was not playing the defense that we're accustomed of watching. That defense was not playing the custom that we are used to watching. Have the Niners done enough to get back to a top 5 run defense? You got to run the ball, and you got to be able to stop the run. We were running the ball just fine, but on defense, we were not able to do that. Look who it is. An old friend, my brother from a different mother, Kimo Boyette. What's up, Mr. Boyette? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Greetings, my brother Beto. Kimo is making an appearance today. I said it way too fast. My apologies. Let's go. Kimo in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you here. So, can this defense fix the run game? And particularly now that we lost Eric Armstead. They brought in Jordan Elliott. They brought in Malik Collins. I think that losing Hufanga last year was another reason why our run game wasn't as great. People don't realize how good Hufanga is at safety. I pray that Hufanga doesn't lose a step because of the injury that he occurred. I pray that he comes back and becomes the Hufanga that we all love. He was missed, and particularly against the run. He was missed. Now, it looks like we're going to go with Hufanga if he's ready to go and Jair Brown as the two safeties. Mustafa will sit there and learn watching these guys do their thing. Do you guys think that Jair Brown will make a huge jump from year one to year two? Do you think he can make a major jump? And let's talk about our corners. I think this is the best deep in corners that the Niners have under Shanahan. The corners they have. It's going to be hard for Ambry Thomas to crack the roster spot. Now, Ambry Thomas has made the roster because we really did not have that many corners to challenge a spot, right? So kind of like by default, he got on the roster. I don't think that's going to be the case this training camp. There is a big possibility that Emory Thomas does not make it on the roster. Now, he's not consistent. There's times that he showed why the Niners took him in the third round, but he's not consistent, and you got to be consistent. So we know we have Charvarius Ward at least for another year. We have Lenore. I think they will pay him. If there's, I don't want to lose nobody, but if there's a chance of losing Lenore or Ward, I think the Niners will try to keep Lenore because he's younger and he's a product of the Niners development program, if you will. The Niners have drafted Lenore. They have developed him. If you know, Ward came at free agency. Now there's a possibility they can bring both back. But if Charvarius Ward has another Pro Bowl year, if he has another Pro Bowl year in 2024 for the San Francisco 49ers, most likely he's going to not be here because whoever signs him is going to sign him to a huge, huge contract. Question, guys. Real quick question. How do you guys feel about the Niners and the rest of the NFL going to 18-game schedule? What are you guys' thoughts on that? What are you guys' thoughts on the Niners going to an 18-game schedule? I think that's very, very interesting. I mean, we go to 17 games now. Do you think if we get another game and we start doing an 18-game schedule that the Niners and the rest of the NFL should at least get 2 byes? What are your guys' honest thoughts on the whole 18-game schedule? Adding an extra game in the regular season. No worries, Don. No worries. You have a wonderful day. Tell the girls, Ariel and Jayla, that I said hello. Tell your hubby, even though he's a Raider fan, tell him I said hello. and you have a wonderful, blessed day, Don. Always truly appreciate you for everything you do, man. You're an amazing mother of two. You're a super mom. You are definitely a super mom, and it's always a blessing to see you in the chat, my friend. You have a wonderful day and take care. Have the Niners done enough to win the Super Bowl? Can the Niners get back into the top 5 against the run on defense? And what are your thoughts on the Niners going from 17 to 18 games in a schedule? Oh, I do that a lot. Hold on, guys. The NFL would need to increase the salary cap and the amount of players that can be retained to go 18 games. Like, instead of 53, what would be a good number? Because right now, when it's all said and done, it's 53-man roster, right? You have people on the, what is it called? My goodness. I can't think of the name, but you know what I'm talking about, where they bring players in and out from. Can't think of it. But we have 53-man rosters. What number would we go up to, in your opinion, David? What number do you think the Niners would have to go up, in your opinion? Reserves, yeah. They are the reserve, but there's another name. I can't think of it at the moment. But yeah, reserve. But that's what they are. They're reserves. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it. I don't know, man. I think 18 games for these young players are a little bit too much. The physicality and the hitting. It's a lot. People already been saying it's a long season. It's a long season. Now, for us, the fans, the more football we watch, the better, right? Yeah, give them 20 games. 20. But you got to think about the players. 20 games per season. It is a real thing that, let's see here. Okay, so what I'm reading is he's considering it down the line. So it's not something that can happen next year or so forth. It's something that he's trying to figure out down the line. But it is a possibility. It is a conversation that we can definitely talk about. It is interesting to see what they do there. Got you. Yep. I think I thought about 2 buys as well for that amount of games. Talking about DC, Nick, our new DC coordinator, Nick, What are your thoughts about him? I don't know if you guys got to see his first interview with the media or his first conversation with the media. What were your guys' feeling based on what you saw? Based on his characteristic. Now, the players love him. He's an ex-player. He's played the game, so he has knowledge as a player and knowledge as a coach. He's a player's coach. First-time defensive coordinator. And this is why I believe they brought in Brandon Staley to not surpass him, but to kind of guide him through the process of becoming that DC coordinator. Someone he can lean on. And Brandon Staley, he has that experience as a defensive coordinator and a head coach. How is this defense going to look under Nick Sorsen? I don't know if I say his last name correctly. Do you think it can get back to that D'Amico Ryans type of defense? Now, I love Robert Saleh. I like Robert Saleh. But I loved D'Amico Ryans. When Robert Saleh left to become the head coach of the Jets, it wasn't a huge thing to me. It was like, man, we lost a great defensive coordinator, but I like this guy, D'Amico. I want to see what D'Amico Ryans can do with this defense. And he did not disappoint. I don't know if I get the same feeling about Nick. Now, I could be wrong. And Nick can come out and be a great defensive coordinator. And I hope I am wrong. But I didn't get that sense. Like when Robert Saleh left and he went to the Jets, I felt comfortable with D'Amico Ryans as a first-time defensive coordinator. What are your guys' feelings on the whole Nick being our new defensive coordinator? How do you think he's going to do year one? Yep. I'm agreeing with you, Dina. They need to close those gaps. Absolutely. I like Ward, but he is too expensive. We need Demo, Green, Luter, Womack to take the next steps. Womack is interesting. Womack is interesting. When Womack came out his first year as a rookie in training camp, the dude was on fire, right? Like, oh man, we got to get, and then he kind of fizzled out. That does happen, by the way. Kid Womack come out this year and be that corner that we all wanted him to be. And then Luter, we haven't seen much of him. Unless you watch a lot of, on special teams. But as a corner, that corner room is going to be really, really crowded. Now, I'm a Florida State guy. Go Seminoles. So I love the pick of Renardo Green. I believe that Renardo Green is a dog. This kid is special. Maybe I'm biased because I love Florida State, but I think this kid in the slot is going to be good. And I think they're going to move Lenore, or Demo, back to the outside. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Demo and Ward on the outside and Green inside in that slot. We shall see. I think Staley is here in case Sorensen blows it. Now, I don't know if he's going to blow it, for say. Or at least I'm hoping he's not going to blow it. You know what I mean? But I just don't get that confidence. Like I said, when Robert Saleh left, I didn't like the fact that he got hired and left. I'm not going to lie. Him being a minority, us getting 2 number 3s for him, I like that. But D'Amico, see, like when Robert Saleh left, I'm like, oh, cool. We get 2 number 3s for him leaving because of the whole minority rules. And I was okay with that. When Robert Saleh left, I was like, forget those 2 3s. I want to keep him. Now, I understand he deserves to be a head coach. He's doing a wonderful job with the Texans. What a job did he do year one. How lucky can a man get to go to the team you play for, to the team you got drafted at, and then you draft C.J. Stroud? Wow. But when he left, I'm like, Nick? Really? Now, when they brought in, what's his name? Today is not a good day for memory for me, man, because I cannot remember. You got to excuse me, guys. I get Beavis and Butthead vibes from, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Hey, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Hopefully he proves all of us wrong, or the majority of us, because there's a lot of them that believe in him. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess we shall see what we get with Nick. Hopefully he's able to transcend to a good DC. Having Brandon there to lean on is not a bad thing. He's great with the secondary, so our secondary shouldn't fall off too much by losing Wilkes compared to having Staley there. But I'm curious to see how Nick does. Now, whether he's a good talker or not a good talker to the reporters, I don't care about that. I care about how he coaches. A lot of head coaches are not good at in front of a camera, but they're hell of a good coach. No, I get it, Kenny. I'm with you. You got to be funny, man. You got to laugh. You got to joke around. As long as, and I'm not referring to you, I'm just speaking in general. As long as it's not inappropriate, jokes are funny. Laughing is good. People don't realize how good laughter is for a person. I'm always cracking jokes. I'm hardly never serious. I'm always joking. And I love to laugh. So I agree with you there, my friend. So the Niners needed to do a few things. They got to fix the run game. I think with the addition of Leonard Floyd, that pass rush will be fine. We got Nick Bosa for the first time since his rookie year at OTAs. I think Bosa's going to have a monster year. He's going to get back to the Bosa and the reason why we paid him $34 million a year. I think with the addition of Leonard Floyd, it's going to be great. Javon Hargrave, now this will be his second year under this system. And then the rotations of Malik Collins and Jordan Elliott, we'll see how it turns out. What's up, King? Musafa. What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Because I don't take my pills till the evening. What pills? The funny pills? Oh, laughter lowers blood pressure. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. The laughter lowers the blood pressure. Interesting. True, I don't care if you can hold the attention of the room. I just want you to take care of the defense. Yeah. Some coaches can do both, right? They can be behind the camera, look good, sound good, and coach well. Some coaches can look really smart behind a camera, but are not great coaches. And there are some coaches that are just not. Like, for example, and this is no attack or disrespect to today's not been a good day for me when it comes to memory. Our D-line coach. My goodness, I got to write these names down. And I say his name all the time. Anyway, he doesn't always sound great behind the camera, but we know he's one hell of a D-line coach. Chris Kacerik. I knew it'd pop in. Now, he's not bad behind the camera, but he's a hell of a coach. Tim Sula. Now, as a head coach, he was terrible. As a defensive line coach, he was amazing. And when you see him talk behind the microphone and camera, he did not sound like a very smart man. But the dude can coach the D-line. Why the Niners disrespected him by making him the head coach, I don't know. Although, I don't feel bad for Tom Sula. I don't. Why? Because he got the opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL. And even though it was a one-year job, he got paid for all 5 years. So, hey, if you're telling me that you're going to make me a head coach, even though I suck and I get fired after 1 year, but you're going to pay my full contract for the next 4 years after being fired, I'm like, hey, I'll be in Tahiti getting those checks. So for those that feel bad for Tom, if you do, if you don't, But if you felt bad for Tamsula getting hired and then fired, don't feel too bad. The dude got every penny that was on his contract. And for that, my friend, shoot, get paid for 5 years and you only have to work one? Let's go. For me, it's the defense. Need to fill the gaps on the front line and secondary. And of course, Dre and Fred. Dre is an interesting... Dre Greenlaw. This kid that, I forgot, Campbell, I think is his name, the kid that came from Green Bay. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the other linebacker that supposedly agreed to sign with us and then went running to the Cowboys with his tail between his butt. But this kid Campbell, to me, seems to be a great addition. Based on the schedule that we have. Now, obviously, you always want all your key players to be available week one. I want to ask you guys this. How many weeks do you think we can go without Greenlaw before we feel the effect of his absence? How long do you guys think we can go without, how many games can we play without Greenlaw before we feel the effects of him not playing on that defense? Yeah, I agree. Oliver was a huge mistake in free agency. The dude could not tackle if his life depended on it. And Hufanga getting hurt was a huge reason why the run stop production fell. People, again, don't realize how important Talanoa Hufanga is to this defense. I know a lot of us, we like to see the big plays, the interceptions, the pick sixes. All those are flash things that players do. But when you look at the film and you look at what the player's doing and how beneficial a player is on that defense, even though he may not have no interception, even though he may not have no pick six, but you see the little things like stopping the run, how important it is to have a player like Hufanga in that lineup. And then Eric Armstead, as great as he is, if you're not available to be on the defense, it doesn't matter how explosive you are. The best ability is availability, right? You got to be available. You can be Jerry Rice. You can be Jerry Rice prime time. You can be Tom Brady during his best years. But if you're missing a lot of games, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'd rather take a Malik Collins for all 17 games than Eric Armstead for 8 or 9 games. DC needs to fix the gaps in front line and secondary. Essentially, how Fred and Dre are. King says 3 weeks. without Dre, and we can start hearing those oh my God alarms. Dina says 3 weeks as well. So hopefully the Niners can take care of what they have to take care of. All right, guys. I told myself that I want to do this just for an hour. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. I gotta be disciplined. I have to discipline myself. If I'm gonna do this every day, I gotta do it for an hour. I gotta take care of the family, the wife, the kids, and everyone else. I appreciate you guys joining. Make sure to hit the like button. I'm going to try to do this every day at 11:15 to 12:15 Pacific Standard Time. Unless something comes up, then I will reschedule. But if you have nothing to do or you're at work and you want to hang out for an hour, come and check me out Monday through Friday at 11:15 a.m. here on the Niner Sickness Podcast, talking 49er football, talking life, talking about the day, just having wonderful conversation with one another about not only our team, we can talk NBA, baseball, movies. We're just going to have a great time for an hour every day between 11:15 and 12:15. Yeah, Campbell. Hold on real quick. Campbell, right? Love you, Beto. Glad I saw you on. Be safe, brother. Peace. God bless you as well, Dina. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing indeed. So I'm going to do this again once a day, 11:15 to 12:15, Monday through Friday. I'm going to talk football, baseball, a little bit of NBA, movies, whatever it is, but always tie it about football. Really? Yeah, this kid, I heard this kid is not a bad linebacker, so I'm excited to see him in action. And if he's as good as we hope he will be, imagine having him, Greenlaw, and Fred. Ooh-wee. That's what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Be kind to one another. And always remain faithful. God bless you, everyone. Peace. And we are out of here. Go Niners.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,